In this video, we're going to talk about why you should be lifting weights. And it doesn't matter whether you're an old lady, old granny, old grandpa, a lady, a man, a teenager, okay? You should be able to lift weights. And in this video, we're going to talk about why those reasons are. There are a couple of considerations, of course, as with any video. And by the way, if I have sent you this video, it's probably because you said to me something along the lines, I'm a lady, I don't want to bulk up. Okay, it's really very difficult if you're a lady to bulk up, and you would have to lift weights in a specific way to be able to do that, and we'll talk about that. Okay, so should I lift weights? Okay, I'm going to go through all of the research around what happens to you when you lift weights. Number one, and probably one of the most important things, is bone density. Okay, bone density increases when you lift weights. If you've been diagnosed with something like osteoporosis, osteopenia or something like that, then they will actually go and tell you to lift weights. By the way, check if you have a medical condition with your medical provider before you go and lift weights, and make sure you're doing it safely, which I'll go on to in a minute. Improved BMR, that means your basal metabolic rate. Standing here right now with muscles, it means that I am burning more calories per day than somebody with less muscle. Okay, so if you are looking to lose weight, or what we prefer to say, lose body fat, then actually you want to increase your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, so you're burning more calories throughout the day. In an hour, if you go running for 1 hour, you might burn 800 calories or 900 calories, whatever it is, okay? If you lift weights for an hour, you actually will burn less calories in that hour, but over the day and over the subsequent months, because you have more muscle, you'll burn a lot more, significant amount more. Okay, so that's the BMR, basal metabolic rate. Sex appeal. It's sexy to have muscles, but also tone. Okay, this tone word, everyone wants tone. They want to improve their tone. They want to get bulky. Don't want to get bulky, just want to improve my tone. All right, I know you're out there. I know, because I've had so many people say it to me. All right. Tone is just a bullshit word, okay? It's just a word that fitness marketing people made up to appeal to people who didn't want to grow muscle. What is tone? Tone is muscle. Tone is muscle and maybe some less fat. So you want to lose fat and build muscle? No, I want to tone. You want to build muscle and you want to lose fat, okay? Do it. Just say what it is. It's all right. It's no problem. It doesn't matter if you're a woman, okay? You can still build muscle. It's fine. And you can still build it if you're old as well. Doesn't matter either. Reducing disease just obviously increases your overall health. And we'll talk about, you know, one of the things is it healthy? Yes, it is very healthy. None of these things are negative. There are very few, well, there's no negative reasons for lifting weights unless you're doing it incorrectly or you have a condition of some kind. Joint stability. A lot of ladies out there do a lot of yoga, which is great, nothing wrong with yoga, but if you only do yoga, you're only stretching, you're only doing flexibility, you can actually make a lot of joint laxity, okay? So you can become very lax in your joints and then you can dislocate joints when you're older. So we want to improve joint stability, and a way of doing that is lifting weights, because you've got to stabilize those weights and it works all those little muscles. On that point, it's much better to lift free weights rather than weights machines. I don't have any weights machines here at Witterings Fitness, and the reason is because of that very reason. They're very expensive, and they allow the gym to take a lot of less risk. So if you go into a gym, sit on a machine, very little chance that you're going to hurt yourself doing that. Okay, but the results you get are very different to if you were doing a bench press or you were using dumbbells. So we don't have any machines. First of all, they cost a load of money and they're pretty much useless. So preferably like free weights. And it doesn't matter if you're not strong enough, if you don't think you're strong enough to lift free weights, you can get 1 kilo free weights. Get a tin of beans, okay? We're not talking about bulking up here. It's not all about building muscles and bulking up and having the sex appeal or whatever, okay? Hormone production. When you lift weights, especially if you squat, deadlift, lifting heavy things, you actually increase hormone production, and that has a profound effect on your body throughout all of the different functions that you need hormones for. Okay, I won't go into that too much, but Blood circulation, your muscles are like pumps. So, you know, if you don't use the muscles, they do not pump blood around your body. And resistance training is just, it will increase pressure in your body and it will pump the blood around the body, and it carries nutrients with it. So you don't want any pooling of blood or fluids in your body at all. Improved balance. So it kind of comes back to that joint stability thing. Again, really important as you get older. So I've got some 75-year-old ladies who train with me. This is a massive, important thing for them. I don't know the exact statistic, but over a certain age, if you fall over, your chances of dying are pretty high. And it's quite a horrific stat. It's like 80%. If you're over 80 and you fall over and you have to go to hospital, there's 80% chance of you dying, which is not very good. So we want to increase balance, and lifting weights safely is a really good way of doing that. Improve your sleep, mainly because you've got the hormone production sorted out. You've maybe exhausted yourself a little bit. You've burnt off some energy. So there you go. So there's all the science-y reasons why you should lift weights. Makes you feel good. It's good for your health. Okay, next question. Who should lift weights? Hopefully by now you've pretty much established who. That is pretty much everybody. There's really no one who shouldn't be, unless you've been told you shouldn't, first of all, by a doctor or a healthcare practitioner. Maybe you have a heart condition or something like that. You've got some sort of degenerative disease or autoimmune diseases. Just look into it, check with a doctor, be sensible. Most of the time, lifting weights is actually more safe to do than going running or anything like that. So as long as you have somebody who's good at lifting weights teaching you how to do it. Okay, if you don't know how to do it, come and pop in. We can teach you. It's the first thing we teach, or you go onto our YouTube channel and learn. We've done a whole series on how to squat and deadlift, really in depth. And that's because I personally have had so many injuries lifting weights wrongly in the past. Okay, how much should I lift? Surely this is not, I shouldn't strain too much or anything like that. No, if you want to lift, if you want those benefits, you've got to push yourself and you've got to strain. There's certain ways of lifting weights, like repetitions. So if I do that, that's 1 repetition, 2 repetitions. If I want to do certain things, if I want to grow the muscles, I'll do a certain amount of repetitions. If I want to improve the endurance of the muscle, I'll do another amount of repetitions. If I want to grow the strength, then I'll do something else. And if I want to grow the power, so the power is the explosive movement of it, then I'll do something else. And that just depends on what your objective is. But most of the time, very basic level stuff, like all of these things, doesn't really matter too much. Just pick up a weight and lift it. If you want to get bulky, you've got to do hypertrophy. You've got to do this 8 to 12 reps. You've got to do like at least 3 to 4, maybe 5 sets of that, and you're going to cause a lot of burn. If you want more strength, maybe it's 5 reps and it's a bit heavier. Okay, so you've got to push yourself. You can't just do 5 reps of something really light and expect to get a significant amount of results from it. So how much should I lift? Again, considerations with all of these are your age. If you've got any injuries, this may need to be adapted, and health conditions, as I mentioned there. We do our Witterings Fitness health profile, or a fitness profile, where we'll actually give you a graph of all of your results, your strength, your power, your flexibility, your coordination, your balance, all of the factors that make up fitness, what we call fitness. And this is the strength part of it. So this is top marks, okay? If you can do this, that's really, really good. Not a lot of people will be able to do all of this. And if you can do maybe half of what I'm saying, that's pretty good as well. Okay, so we've got a squat. And by the way, the way we've done it like this is because we also want to test not just strength, we want to test flexibility, and we also want to test stability and like your confidence as well. If you're not confident to go to these things, then that's part of the test. You don't get to maximum points. We also score quality of the movement. So if you get a poor, you get an average, or you good or excellent. So there's 4 kind of grades before you can go up to the next level. So you may start with squat, for example. Can you squat half your back squat, half your weight on your back? If you get a good at half your body weight, then you can go up to the next level. If you don't get good, if your knees are all over the place, you have no joint control, then you're not going any further because it's not safe. So that's how we do it. And it's really, really good. So a really good back squat is about 1.5 times your body weight. Okay, that's a very, very good back squat for most people. Okay, front squat, so it's 1 times your body weight. This is going to require a certain amount of flexibility to be able to have the weight in the front to start with. So if you can't get there, then you need to work on your flexibility before you go ahead and work on that front squat. Your deadlift is twice your body weight for maximum points, remember, okay? So, and again, this needs to be in good form. So we have this grading system for the quality of the movement. We are not going to get you to go heavier than 2 times your body weight if you lose your midline. The most important thing with all these tests is that do you keep your midline? Not a flat back, as a lot of people think, but a midline. It means a nice S-shape curved in your spine, so a normal neutral spine straight down. You have an arch in the lower back. So we see a lot of people doing the deadlift wrong often and leading to injury, and then it's quite all of these movements, they're kind of feared because people get injured, but if you do it correctly, you're going to be good. And again, really important for picking up stuff, creating that testosterone and hormones that we need to grow. Overhead press, so you're pressing overhead 0.75 of your body weight, 75% of your body weight. Why you need to press overhead? If you're lifting something onto a shelf, you need that strength to be able to do that. If it's heavy, sometimes people lean back like that, and that can be partly because, and they get the pressure in their lower back. It can be partly because flexibility in the shoulder, and partly because you don't have that stability or knowledge to be able to brace yourself, which we teach when you join Witterings Fitness. Bench press, 1 times your body weight. Okay, there's probably a lot of blokes who can actually do a lot more on their bench press than they can at their squat and their deadlift. And whenever it was 10 years ago, that was me. I would definitely be doing a lot of bench press because I wanted to look good. I wanted, t-shirt muscles, and I wasn't really bothered about squat and deadlift. But actually what happens is, if you work on these lifts, you get a lot more hormone production, and you'll get stronger anyway throughout your body. So funnily enough, when I did a squat program for 3 months, my bench press strength didn't change. I still could do a pretty good bench press, and I hadn't bench pressed for 3 months. So bench press 1 times your body weight, again, that's very, very good. Overhead squat, half your body weight. That is a real test. So that is holding a bar overhead and squatting with it. So that is a real test of your flexibility, your strength, your stability, everything. Okay, and that's a tough one for a lot of people. Again, all of these considerations, your age, any injuries you have, that need to be taken into account. If you want to get your fitness profile done with us, shoot us a message and we can get you set up with one. You can come and do it here with a coach, or you can do it online, whatever you want. But it's a really good way of measuring your progress, because now you know, like, where you can see where the holes are in your fitness. Because fitness is so much more than just lifting weights. There's other things involved as well. So thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, please comment below. My name's Ben from Witterings Fitness. Thanks for watching. Cheers.